93% of communication is body language. So if you want to be in your feminine energy, you need to master your body language. In this video, I'm going to give you so much information, everything you need to know about feminine body language. But before we begin, I have something very exciting. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsor for today's video, Teddy Blake. You guys, this company sent me this bag about a month ago. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I really wanted to take the opportunity to open it on camera with you so you have my honest opinion. And I'm really excited because the quality of their bags are supposed to be very, very good. They are made in Italian factories. So this is real Italian leather, and the factories that produce these bags work with high-end luxury brands. I'm not sure which, but I can only imagine who. And I know we talk a lot about feminine energy on this channel, and I always say to you that feminine energy is an energy, right? It's not the way you dress, it's the energy you put off. However, if you are dressed in a way that makes you feel feminine, that can definitely provoke more feminine energy. So this is our cute dust bag. And let's open and see. Oh wow. Yeah. This is adorable. This is exactly what I was hoping for. This is snake skin. It's a pink nude color. I love this bag. I accessorize with a lot of gold, so I chose the hardware to be gold, and such a cute little dainty bag. There's also, there it is, this little chain if you want the bag to be, extended. If you want to wear it long, you have that option. The leather smells really good. This bag is so cute. I cannot wait to wear it. So yeah, guys, check them out right now. They have a really big sale going on, and I have $30 off, a coupon code. I will link all the information down below for you. Let's get into our video. We've all heard that the mind is connected to the body, right? But what a lot of people don't know is that you can use your body language to manipulate your mind, and not only your mind, but the minds of other people too. So they've done studies that show when people are anxious or scared and they're hunched over and they have that body language of a person who's not very confident, if they were to manipulate their body language and just force themselves to take up more space by opening their shoulders, they are going to feel more confident, as well as other people are going to view them as more powerful. This is important to know because if you're struggling with your feminine energy, you can learn to use the body language of a feminine energy. I want to talk about is your walk, because your walk is so important. It is the first thing people see when you walk into a room or when you're approaching someone. So with that, when you walk, the most feminine thing you can do is walk with your hips. Now, I can teach you how to walk with your hips, and you can go into the mirror and practice walking with your hips, but there's one thing you really need to do if you want it to become natural. And what I mean by natural is that you're not forcing this idea that you have to walk with your hips moving, right? It becomes way more natural and not even something you have to practice constantly to do if you naturally have open hips. And what I mean by open hips is your hips are flexible, they're not tight. And you can achieve that by doing yoga. You don't have to do the middle splits, but the more flexible you are, the more natural and organically you are going to walk using your hips. And you can do belly dancing. Anything that's going to exercise and open up your hips is going to really help elevate your walk. Another tip you can do is when you walk, you can practice walking one foot in front of the other. Obviously, we don't want to do this too much, nothing exaggerated. You don't have to cross your feet like one in front of the other like that. More so just, like that, instead of if you were to walk like that. Yeah, I hope you guys like my demonstration, but hopefully you know what I mean. You don't want to have a overly dramatic walk where you're just like strutting a catwalk, because this can come off a little too arrogant, right? A high value woman is not arrogant, but walking with your feet somewhat in front of the other is going to help the hip movement that you want to achieve. Many etiquette coaches will have their students actually walk with a book over their head. I don't think this is necessary. I think you should just practice good posture. And one thing you can do is just envision that you have a string attached to the back of your spine, lifting you up. It's pulling you up from the spine to your head up. And your chin is going to be parallel to the floor naturally when you do this. Your shoulders are going to be back and your chest is going to be up. If you sit down like this, you are going to have that feminine energy, right? Look how this looks, and then look how this looks. Would you guys rather take advice from this girl or this girl? Practice your posture all the time. If you struggle with that, you can use a waist trainer. Waist trainers help. There's also back trainers. Sit down with this on. You can work on your back muscles too. Doing some Pilates classes will help build the muscles in your back, which will enforce good posture all the time. And what else? When you are in the car, have your seat a little bit more elevated. If you like to be a low rider, you know, with your seat all the way back, don't do that. Practice having your car seat elevated forward. That will also enforce you being in good posture. Never walk into a room with your head down. If you lack a little bit of confidence, you can stare at objects in the room instead of people. With your head held high, confidence, and I'm going to give you an example. How does this look? Versus big difference, right? Okay, so going back to sensuality, when a woman is in her feminine energy, she's very connected to her body, right? She loves to use hand gestures to express herself when she's talking and communicating. And this can be very captivating, right? Especially when you're talking to a male who is in his masculine energy. He doesn't have this sensuality. He doesn't have this type of movement in himself, right? So when a woman is touching herself, not in a sexual way, but in a very feminine way, and expressing herself with her hands, she's captivating a man. He's more drawn to her. He's captivated. And things like tilting your head when you're listening or thinking, touching your neck, touching your arm, your chest while you're talking. There's so many things you can do. Playing with your hair. Obviously, don't overdo it, because if you overdo it, it can almost look like you're just nervous. So the key thing to remember is movements should always be slow. Your movements when you're using your hands, when you're walking, and when you're talking. A feminine woman is never rushed or hurried. You want your speaking to be slowed down. I have so many girls asking me all the time, how can I sound like you? How do you talk so slow and elegantly and your movements are slow? It is because my thoughts are not all over the place. When you're stressed out, when you're not relaxed, if you're in survival mode, your thoughts are going to be all over the place and you're going to talk so fast. But if you were to take the time to meditate, you slow down your mind, you slow down your thoughts, therefore you're able to slow down your speaking and your movements. When it comes to speaking, you don't have to change your voice. You don't need to worry about having a high pitch or low. If your voice is deep and low, that's fine. Feminine energy does not have one sound. It's just about being soft spoken. You can have a lower, deeper voice, as long as you're being soft-spoken, not rushed, speaking nice and slow, taking your time too, you know, when you're having a conversation with someone, you don't have to move so quick and talk so fast. You can take your time and be in your thoughts, and that's how you're actually going to captivate the other person you're talking to, right? You're winning your audience when you're confident enough to think about what you have to say and know that the person you're talking to, whoever is listening, is listening. It's confidence, right? Take your space, take your time when you're talking with someone, and just be soft-spoken. That's all. When you're soft-spoken, you are in your feminine energy. And I talked about this in another video, which I will probably link down below too. You can watch that. But having your feminine voice is not so much the way it sounds, it's more of the speed and the emotional control that you have over yourself, right? So if somebody has the power to make you angry, to make you be aggressive, and to be in like a aggressive tone, then you're not in your feminine energy. They've taken you out of it. So having that emotional strength and stability means that no matter what conversation you're having, doesn't matter if somebody's testing you, you're able to stay calm and soft-spoken and take your time when you speak. Eye contact is very important. You definitely want to practice eye contact with a love interest. When you gaze into somebody's eyes and you have that connection with the eyes, you release chemicals like oxytocin, which is the love chemical, as well as another chemical, to be honest, I forget what it's called, but it's responsible for feelings of attraction. So they did studies on strangers who were put into a room and they had to sit 2 minutes facing each other and have deep eye contact for 2 to 4 minutes. And I believe one of the couples ended up getting married a year later because they built such strong connection just by gazing into each other's eyes. This is a very sensual and intimate thing that you do when you want to attract someone. And a woman in her feminine energy is really able to connect with people, right? She has that empathy, she has that interconnectedness and connectiveness with other people. So do not neglect good eye contact with others. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like. It really helps my channel, and I hope I see you guys soon. So subscribe to me and let me know down below in the comments what you want me to talk about next. Bye.